What's up, YouTube? Today, we're talking about Santa's Village, and this one, it's not at the North Pole. This is Mark. He runs the YouTube channel called The Segment. It was because of him I found myself in Southern California, at what appears to be the North Pole. If you're here in the winter, it's basically everything you ever thought Santa's Village would look like. However, in the summer, it's something totally different. As you push your bike through the park, you see things that make you think it's Christmas. But it's June, and you have a mountain bike in your hands. Nestled on this small property is a network of short trails that made me wish I had something like this more local to me. For $59, one might expect a lift, but that's not the case. You'll be climbing. However, I can say the climb is really mellow.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Even if you walk the entire thing, I'd be surprised if it took you 10 minutes.
At this point, I have zero expectations.
Initially, I was surprised how many e-bikes were at the park. After climbing 3,000 feet that day, I realized it could have easily been twice that on an e-bike.
All right, let's try a blue to start out. See how the terrain is. Nice.
My first few laps were full of checking out the features and seeing that everything was built to help people get better without the consequences of a gap or an unseen mandatory drop. Once you had faith in the builders, that's where the fun really began.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's a roller. Okay.
The trails here are short. There are a few that bring you back to the middle of the climb, or you can choose to make it a longer run and catch one of the many options all the way to the bottom. Switching up how you make your way to the bottom keeps the day from getting overly redundant. However, it was pretty easy to pick favorites and try to get faster or hit the features better.
That's interesting. All right. That's interesting. All right. Okay.
At the beginning of the day, I was really cautious and was unsure of what was coming next. As the day progressed, the fun level just kept going up. This place was one of the most confidence building skills parks I've ever been to, and I truly wish there was something like this in my backyard.
Alright, roll it, feature. That's not a drop. Nothing's a drop. Seems like they're all rollable.
And after a few laps like that, I was ready to start hitting them with speed. But before you do that, you can always throw in a skinny to keep things interesting. Like this guy. He just nailed it.
Nice.
One of the highlights of my day was doing a lap with Nate from Tasker MTB. If you aren't familiar with their gear, hit the link and show more and take a look. He makes my favorite shorts and some great summer gloves. Overall, his stuff's high quality. Nowadays, you can even find it in REI. But if you use my link, you'll get a little discount and it helps out the channel. So, thanks for taking a look and help support a small business in the MTB community.
We'll tell people I did that nose bonk on purpose.
Apparently Nate doesn't only sell gloves, he rides a bike pretty well too.
Alright, let's see about this thing. Oh, there you go. Alright. There we go. That thing is fun. Whew. All right, you need to hit that a little faster.
Watch Nate double this feature. He killed it.
Hey guys, some of you may be new to the channel because I don't film down in Southern California very often. And if you're one of those people and you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, hit subscribe and a thumbs up. Oh my God. If you hit the subscribe button right now, I promise I'll climb to the top of this hill. And then if you hit the thumbs up right now, I'll drink 6 beers when I'm done riding today. You guys gotta see this. Look at this freaking cool, inviting pond, just ready for the swimming, except for Captain Fun Destroyer over there. No swimming, no wading. What the hell, man? All a guy's trying to do is have some fun and cool down, right? Everything inside of me wants to break all those rules.
Back to the reason I found myself in SoCal. Mark from the segment put on this event to bring the veteran community together to talk about mental health.
I too also suffer from depression, and I found myself, I know the signs now, so when I end up in depression, I can tell I need to do something proactive to get myself out of it before I get too deep.
As a vet myself that struggles with PTSD, it hit close to home and I knew I had to be there.
About 2.5 months into my recovery, I was hiking in Crystal Cove, and I saw the mountain bikers, and I saw like it was a real thing. And the healing was so, it was, I have no doubt that, yes, I work a 12-step program. Yes, I have a psychiatrist. Yes, I take my medicine. This is holistic. Healing is not there is not a one-fit solution, especially when you're really sick like I was. But it was the bike that it really changed everything.
There were quite a few speakers and people really put their struggles out there for the world to hear, all because they wanted to help others that may be in need. For me, it's therapeutic to hear others talk about things that I struggle with, and although we may not all be fighting the same demons, it's amazing to know we've got a biking community that really cares and is willing to listen and support us in any way it can.
So I go to a psychologist and she says, hey, you have chronic PTSD and severe anxiety. So for me, that was a shock because I'm like, I go out and ride, I do stupid stuff, and I have fun. When I get home, I have a clouded mind and I can't think. But for me, that was normal. But it's not.
Once the speakers wrapped up, there were some prizes. A little music, and a round of thanks to everyone that helped make it a success. After that, everyone grabbed their bikes and headed out to get a few more laps in. I was really surprised by how much my riding advanced during the day. Once the runs were familiar, I was able to push hard when I knew it was pedaling. Or how to boost the tabletops to keep from casing them.
Definitely a drop now.
Although it was a 7-hour drive for me, I really enjoyed my time there.
All right, let's call that beer 30.
As the day began to wrap up, I reflected on all the family-friendly things that I had seen around the park. Things that would make a trip there a fun adventure for the whole family. There were attractions for different age kids, hiking, paddle boats, good food, great beer, and right across the street, they had camping. Not to mention, they also had some really cool Airstreams you can rent like a hotel room. This is where I called it a day with a hot shower and some cold beers. If you ever get a chance to go to Sky Park, don't hesitate. It was a blast and I highly recommend it. And if it's not in the cards for you, just remember, it only takes a bike to be a biker. Get out and be one.